Thank you all for coming to the Delphi Opera House for collaborations. Couldn't be happier to see so many lovely faces. I can't see many of your faces. But I know you're there because I feel you. I feel the love. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to the Delphi Opera House for having us this week tonight. You know, almost 2 years ago, we were going to present Collaboration here, October 15th, back in 2021. It didn't happen. There was this thing called COVID. And so we've waited patiently and created a bunch more new music since then. And so we thank all of you for coming, the Opera House for having us, some anonymous sponsors that really helped us out as well. With some of our expenses. I certainly want to thank all of the collaborators that you're going to be seeing tonight. There are 20 plus of us that you will see performing here tonight with Michael, Kelsey, and myself, and we couldn't be happier about all that. On a somber note, but on an uplifting note, I would like to just recognize those that our loved ones that passed away during the pandemic, and there were many, and some up very close to home. I think maybe Dave Bunty, Brittany and Hans, are you here?
Yep.
Okay, right here we have a family. Brittany and Hans, they've been collaborators. They chose to be in the audience tonight with Brittany's dad, Dave Bunty. Many of you probably know Dave. He used to be the voice of the local music show at WBAA. At Purdue's campus. He had me in years ago, almost decades ago, to do some interviews. So I've always been closely affiliated with Dave and his beautiful radio voice, and his lovely wife Mary, who passed away during the pandemic. I have a propensity, and it's been put in the song. I take a lot of photographs, and I put them on Facebook. It's just something I do. I love hiking. It's nature photos. But some years ago, I took a photo of looking up into the redwoods. I live in California now. I've been out there 6.5 years. And that's what I saw when I looked up into the redwoods. It was this crown that seemed so inviting. So, like I do what I do, I posted it on Facebook. And quite some time later, months, if not years, I saw also on Facebook that Mary Bunty, who a very talented quilter, she took the image and created an incredible quilt from it that I had only seen in 2 dimensions on Facebook. After Mary passed away, her husband, Dave, mailed that to Di and I out. So it graces above my workspace. There's Mary's quilt. Thank you. And on the back of the quilt, it says, "Keep looking up." So, you know, me being me, it's just connections. I mean, we're all connected, right? We're all in this thing together, this, you know, spaceship Earth. So naturally, when I saw that, "Keep looking up," I just realized, well, that had to be a song, you know, right? It's what I do. It's who I am. So this past January, I was at the Pacific Songwriter Camp on the coast of California, Cambria. Beautiful place, and it just was so inspirational in terms of nature. And so I did manage to write "Keep Looking Up." And Hans and Brittany, collaborators that they are, and the fine musicians and singers, and with skills in the studio just like crazy, they took my very rudimentary song and my little guitar, and they built a song around it that we call "Keep Looking Up." And another collaborator who cannot be here tonight, but who you will hear in the second set, but not in person, took the initiative of making a video, a music video. So the song is Hans and Brittany, or Frank Muffin as they are known, and the video is "Keep Looking Up," inspired by Mary Bunty's quilt. Please enjoy.
This is our song. We dream the dreams, we write them down, we paint word pictures, we hear their sound. Our fingers dance on keys and frets, work into the night. Art grants no rest. We grasp at tunes, we reach for words, some fit and some don't. Some won't get heard. Then something clicks, the verse takes form, words and music sync, an anthem is born. We dream the dreams, and we write them down. We paint word pictures and hear their sound. Come lend an ear, or sing along. The music will out. This is our song. Welcome to Collaborations. My name is Frederick Michaels. This evening you are going to experience something remarkable. Nearly all of our songs tonight were developed during the late COVID lockdowns we all experienced. In the most cases, the lyric writing, the setting to music, the development of the arrangements, the recording of the music and vocal tracks for these songs were all done by different people, all working remotely. Driving the bus on this journey was Joe Peters, out in Walnut Creek, California, who took lyrics, poems, photos, ideas from collaborators in Indiana and elsewhere, and set them to music. He made guitar and vocal demos and sent them to his main collaborator in Indiana, guitar wizard Michael Kelsey, who worked up arrangements by a process we affectionately call calcification. The calcified tracks were sent to the new REC Rec Room recording studio in Lafayette, Indiana, where a procession of Joe Peters' singer friends recorded new vocal tracks. Then back to Michael Kelsey's for integrating with existing mixes and any last-minute alterations and fine-tuning. In some cases, vocals and even some of the instruments were recorded in home studios or in commercial venues, including Kelsey's, otherwise undergoing a similar process. Of course, there was a necessary back and forth and creative changes along the way. The results? Well, tonight you get to judge for yourselves what the collaborative efforts of 20 people have wrought. But I think you will be suitably impressed. To get you in the mood, though, it is my great pleasure to present and put your hands together for the guitar wizard himself, Michael Kelsey.
guessing who's wrong and who is right. While the girls over there doing their thing, think I'll just pick up this guitar and sing, sing, sing. 'Cause I just wanna feel it, yes I do. Yeah. I just wanna feel it, play for you, play for you. Just wanna play for you. Look at this big stage we have to jump around on. This is pretty good.
Broke my toe in January, turned too old in February. Along came March and blew us all away. All of April, I never went out. May rolled in and left no doubt. By June, this thing had simply run away. Then a friend sent Derrick's poems and things. I grabbed my guitar and plucked the strings before too long. These songs found wings. So I bought some gear, learned to use it, made 2-track demos that sounded like Magic Man, then turned them into hits. So we searched for singers in mid-July. By the end of August they had multiplied. Come late September, it all came together. Around October, we mixed and matched. November made sure these babies hatched. Come December, they were smooth as Spanish leather. From one end to the other of this mighty nation, there's strength in numbers, we shall overcome.
The lyrics for the next song, Searching, were penned by everyone's good friend and mine of over 40 years, Betty Anderson, who wished like she could be here tonight, but she's got a granddaughter in from out of town, and Betty and granddaughters come first. One can always count on Betty's lyrics to make you feel a bit happy, a bit sad, a little high, a little low. Her words and tunes always tug a little at your heartstrings. In Searching, she comforts us with the aphorism of a rainbow at the end of life's storms. Like nearly all of the songs tonight, this piece is a collaboration with Joe Peters and Michael Kelsey. Vocals for Searching are performed by Leanna Atwell. Leanna is a performing singer, songwriter, musician in the Midwest. Her recording projects include Fiction, Burning Heart, Heart Song, Christmas, and others, numerous works. Her sound is unique with her own Americana roots subtly drenched in sing. On sax for Searching is special guest Derrick Coleman. Derrick is a multi-instrumentalist, a producer, a raconteur, and is considered by some to be a genius. He simply believes you excel at what you love. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Leanna and Derrick.
Sudden run. Searching for your own style. Take a rest, stop a while. Feel your soul refreshed. When dark thoughts arise, let love spark surprise and gather in what life is like. Listen to the music, play within your mind, drawing you to find magnetic hills to climb, or reaching through the mist to unexpected views. Leave your trouser down and trouble down behind. Oh, searching for your own style. Take a rest, stop a while. Feel your soul refreshed. When dark thoughts arise, let love spark surprise and gather in what life has learned. storm, you can still find the sun. Middle of the storm, you can still find the sun. Middle of the storm, you can still find the sun. Middle of the storm, you can still find the sun.
On one of his frequent world travels, Joe Peters had the occasion to visit Portugal, in particular a town called Amarante. Joe's always good about posting pictures of travels on Facebook, as he said. When I saw these particular photos, I was moved to write the lyrics to Take a Journey to Amarante. Joe took them when he got back from Portugal at 17. Performing vocals for the song is Frank Anthony. Frank is a singer, songwriter, presently from Kokomo, Indiana, producer of frontman for the band Purebred Mongrels, also known as Frank Anthony and the Purebred Mongrels. He has been playing, writing, and producing music for about 15 years. A member of the Songwriters Association of Mid-North Indiana, or SAMI, a member of the UA Local 440 and a journeyman Indiana licensed plumber. So if you need to plumb some really good music into your shower, Frank's got you covered on multiple fronts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Frank Anthony and Take a Journey to Amarante.
Not only do I have to follow Ann, but now you have to think about me in the shower. Sorry, not sorry. The soft bells of Amarante ring sweetly to bring the noon. In the peaceful quiet, you'll enjoy the local tide to a changing of the least bit of new. The paving stones of Amarante in 1,000 cities and towns. 1 mighty years of history's tears and the weight of life pressing them down. If Amarante could tell of a magic spell, the song that Portugal casts every night, strength will make you sway and you'll dance your cares away. Awakens morning light. The town square in Amarante, full of people you'd sure love to know. Walking by the cafe, chose for lunch today. You watch them how they come and how they go. If Amarante could tell of a magic spell, the song that Portugal casts every night, strength will make you sway and you'll dance your cares away, at least till dawn awakens morning light. journey to Amarante. Make a point to pack a friendly smile. Do the smile back and there's nothing you'll lack once they know you'll be staying a while. Amarante could tell a magical spell, the song that Portugal cast every night. Your string will make you sway and you'll dance together, at least till dawn, awakens morning light. So take a journey to Amarante, journey to Amarante. Amarante no sé what to go, Amarante no sé what to go.
The words for our next song came to me one stressful afternoon when I was contemplating getting away from it all and imagined what it would be like to be a hobo. Joe Peters jumped at the lyrics and the song Only Time Will Tell was the result. Performing vocals and harmonica for Only Time Will Tell is Christopher Gibson. Chris is a performing and recording artist who plays 100% original, true Hoosier rock and roots music. Currently recording his third project, Christopher hopes to release new music sometime yet this year. Christopher plays his music at many locations around the state. New this year, the Christopher Gibson Band. Please give a hand for Christopher Gibson with Only Time Will Tell.
Till I get there. flip a burger too hot. Maybe serve a jerk, but I'll never stay for long. Make a buck or three, I'm gone. Only time will tell where I might ever be. Only time will tell where I might ever be. Only time will tell where I might ever be. Only time will tell. My direction is set by the rising of the moon.
Yeah. Thank you. Folks on the side of the stage are trying to give me visual clues that I can't see, but that's okay. What can I say? Anyway, gosh, Christopher Gibson, yeah. And next up is a song that hits close to home, very special song. It's called This Time Has Come. Several years ago, a dear friend died, and I was greatly distraught, and as I'm like to do, I post things on Facebook. And Frederick Michaels could see my grief, and he almost immediately penned these lyrics that you're about to hear. I didn't look at the lyrics for many months, because he warned me, he said, well, this may be too quick, you may want to not look at these. So what it did do, though, is it inspired me to write a song that I put on an album called Ordinary Joe. The song was called Friend of Mine. It was written from my friend Tim Green. And tonight, because of just the way the mind works and the subconscious, you know, and when I finally looked at those lyrics and I put them to music, I reached out to Tim's widow, Melanie Hungry, and she recorded the song on the collaboration album, and she'll perform it tonight with us. I do have a little bio here from Melanie, and all the collaborators sent these bios in, and so it's really kind of them to give us a little brief overview of who they are. Melanie Hahn Green was born and raised in Lafayette, Indiana, and is a friend of Joe Peters and others in Sammy. She loves to sing, though most of her performances were back in the choir days at Jefferson High School. She currently works as a writer and editor in Crawfordsville, where she frequently annoys her office mate by incessantly humming to herself while she's working. Ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Hahn Green, Virginia.
This time has come, our time is gone. Wind of change, a mournful song. We were friends, and I fight to keep you near. My pain won't ease, this wound won't heal. The void within seems so unreal. A place so bright where you just disappear. Life can't be so fleeting.
next song, called Magnifying Glasses, is my sad tale of a man who packs it in the rat race and escapes to a mountaintop fantasy world, looking down on the sad scene he sees below. Performing vocals for Magnifying Glasses is Scott Milks. Scott is a singer-songwriter from Lafayette who is obsessed with writing and recording music. His hobby is to record in famous recording studios around the world. The last one he did was in Windmill Lane Studios in Dublin, Ireland. His most recent project was just recorded with Michael Kelsey. Scott has been writing original songs since he was 13. He has released 15 albums over the course of the last 30 years. He is on Spotify, iTunes, and all streaming services. And in his spare time, Scott is also the head coach of the Lafayette Central Catholic men's soccer team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott Milks with Magnifying Glasses. Our next song has an interesting backstory. In addition to his singer-songwriting talents, Joe Peters has a keen eye as a photographer. He once took a photograph through the windshield of his car of a cloud that looked like a fingerprint and posted it on Facebook. I saw the picture and wrote a short poem called Kitty Hawk in the comments. Joe saw the poem when he got home that day and immediately set it to music. Such is the creative process. But there is more. When Cheryl Fletcher recorded the vocal track, the song was kind of short, so she improvised some scat that seemed to just fit the song perfectly. Cheryl is a singer-songwriter from Lafayette, Indiana, and a member of the Songwriters Association of Mid-North Indiana. A few years ago, Cheryl recorded her project, It's About Time, with Michael Kelsey, and the generous support of her longtime friend, Joe Peters. Because there's a riff going through here. It seems to come back to Michael Kelsey and Joe Peters every time. They may have something to do with this concert, I'm just not sure. At any rate, you can find Cheryl playing guitar and singing in the Brady Lane Church Worship Up Band on Sundays and occasionally out in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Cheryl Fletcher singing Kitty Hawk.
2, 3, 4.
Dear friend of mine lives up in Novi, Michigan, but he used to live in West Lafayette. He was neighbors to my mom and dad. My dad being a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. This friend of mine, an Army veteran, immediately they bonded on their military experience. My friend Gary Allison was a Vietnam veteran. He served 2 tours in Vietnam in 68, 69, 70. His second tour was a crew chief and door gunner on a Huey helicopter. Gary and I have done a lot of traveling over the past 10 years. Canada, Iceland twice, Norway. He seems to like northern climates. You know, some do, some don't. But we've been traveling and been good friends for almost 20 years before I realized that there was a reason why he would always go to these songwriter retreats with me, even though he wasn't a songwriter, doesn't sing, and never liked the food there. But he eventually revealed to me that during therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder in the 80s, he had written a number of poems. And I said, well, Gary, I'm going to make you a songwriter. So these are his lyrics. It was a poem. I set it to music. It's called Blood. Who've been asked to do what we've asked them to do. Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun. I think this next collaborator certainly gets the award for coming the furthest to share this music with you tonight. He lives up in near Dearborn, Michigan, where he hosts a college radio show called Thematic every Wednesday, 12 to 4. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, WHFR. Phil is a wonderful DJ, a drummer, singer, and he's been collaborating with us for a couple of albums now, and he's come down tonight from Michigan to share this song with you. I wrote this song quite some time ago. I had a couple verses and a chorus, and I originally called it, what did I call it? Smile for the Camera. And then January 6th happened, and I go, my third verse, and the song is called Selfie. So, all the way from Michigan, thematic. Oh, and I must say that if, at intermission, if you go out there, you will see some albums that are called Collaboration. That was the one we did in 2020 during the first year of the pandemic. And that album rose to the #1 position in thematic as the best album of 2021. So very indebted to Phil Mack that music gets heard by his listeners. And with him tonight is Linda Hicks, and here is Selfie.
I think we're losing it.
You know, it takes skill to do a selfie.
Smile for the camera, take another selfie, make sure that the angle's just right. Smile for the camera, all the cool kids agree at the prom you were out of sight. It starts out when you're young and so naive. The smile's full of vanity, mouthfuls of profanity, tiny hearts and heads as big as kings. Worship of the self and all that brings. Smile for the camera, shake your money maker, you put it out there on the web. Smile for the camera, how long did it take you to make 6 figures and never leave your bed? She draws you diamonds up her sleeve. Smiles full of vanity, mouthfuls of profanity, tiny hearts and heads as big as kings. Worship of the self and all that brings. Smile for the camera as you attack the nation. Be sure to post it all online. Smile for the camera, selfie incrimination. You busted yourself this time. But will you ever serve any time? Will you ever pay for your crime? He draws you down the hole till you believe. The smile's full of vanity, mouthfuls of profanity, tiny heads and hearts as big as kings. Worship of the self and all that brings. Smile for the camera, take another selfie.
song is a tale of turf wars from the Joedai Warriors album of the same name. I wrote these lyrics in the intense heat of 2021's high summer, sick and tired of trying to keep my lawn green. Chris June was to perform the vocals and guitar on this song, but unfortunately he's ill, and we wish him a speedy recovery from his illness. Standing in for Chris will be Joe Peters, with additional vocals, and playing the djembe drum is Emily Larimer. Like you, Chris and Emily from Lafayette, Indiana rock band Joedai say they are trapped on a rock, hurtling through perpetuity. In their free time, they craft angry, wholesome sing-alongs that urge you to root for the underdog and give a damn about your neighbor. Tonight's song is about grass, but not that California grass. Please put your hands together for Emily Larimer and Joe Peters. Grass.
All the blades are crying beneath my feet. Across the fence, my neighbor's is as brown as mine. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Said the grass ain't always greener. Said the grass ain't always greener. Until you look some water, you can watch it fry. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Pulls out fertilizer like it's grass cocaine. Holes in tweed with tweezers like a man insane. Well, my dry April back the same day as mine. Our lawns are full, so burned up glad I didn't waste my time. Said the grass ain't always greener. I would rather spend my change of scene. My neighbor jumps in water while I fly to the beach. The grass there isn't greener, but there's more honey green. The grass ain't always greener. The grass ain't always greener. So I'll give you some water, you can watch it fry. The grass ain't always greener, greener. Yeah, well, we have a special treat. Liz Brooks has come from Indianapolis with her cello and her heart and soul and her voice and her songwriting. These lyrics have come from Liz, and yeah, did you wish to say something about them? Yeah, let's do it.
So I wrote the words to this song, and usually I do kind of both lyrics, but I just couldn't get a melody on it. And it was at the end of, towards the end of COVID, and I was just so tired of all the fighting and everything. So I wrote a song about how just let people be the way they are. You know, just don't force it. If somebody wants to have a perfectly clean lawn and clip it every day and everything, that's fine, you know. If I don't want to do that, then that's fine too. So everybody has their own way to live and their own journey. So these people join me, surprisingly, because it's a very singable song. So these people, sorry.
These people are Scott Greeson and Vickie, so I didn't know.
Just talking of the ones.
Neighbor has the perfect yard, his grass is soft and green. He clips and trims and never possessed, attacking every weed. My yard, I can't leave it alone, I mow it once in a while. Grow a few tomato plants and let the weeds grow wild. Cause he does his thing and I do mine. Whatever makes us happy, well now that's just fine. It's a big wide world and it takes all kinds. Some people like roses, I like dandelions. I like dandelions.
My neighbor's kids go to private school, they all drive SUVs. But the stars are red like grits, first chocolate jeans. My kids went to public school, they had C's and B's. We get first year orchestra, it's okay with me.
They do their thing and I do mine. Whatever makes us happy, well now that's just fine. It's a big wide world and it takes all kinds. Some people like roses, I like dandelions. I like dandelions. Do your thing and I'll do mine. Whatever makes us happy, well that's just fine. Hey, I'm glad to be
Glad to be
alive.
alive.
Some people like roses, I like dandelions. I like dandelions. I like dandelions. I like dandelions. We've got one song here before a bit of an intermission. Let's take 15 minutes or whatever we need. There's, of course, beverages out there. Out there also is a merch table. The collaboration album is out there. And I know other people have other things. Frederick Michaels has a book of his poems there called Potholes in the Universe. And perhaps others, I haven't been out there, do as well. So please feel free to mingle, use the bathroom, take refreshments, whatever it may need to be. This next collaboration actually comes from, I've been pulling friends into my music forever, and it just feels so right. And amongst those, of course, are Leanna and Linda. You know them from this area. Chase Cotton used to be here. He's a graduate of Harrison High School. And you may have seen him in a number of jazz ensembles. But the first time he submitted a song to the Shirley Martin Young Songwriter Scholarship that Sammy has supported for how many years now? 23, there you go. This guy, I like to say, although he never won the award, he accumulated more money than anyone else because he kept getting like first runner-up, second runner-up. If you win, you're done. But you keep coming back if you haven't won. I know what he was up to. I'm going to hold back on that song. But he played flugelhorn on his first submission, and I had never heard the instrument to my ear as a solo instrument. I went up to him after the concert for the awards, and I said, "Would you record flugelhorn on something that I wrote?" He said, "Well, no one's ever asked me." So many songs later, here he is, and we have the chance. Liz and I have done this song here with Linda on this stage for the So It Goes CD release show, but I had a chance finally to hear the flugelhorn and the cello together in a live setting. So this is called So It Goes. It's Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s So It Goes. You know, so it goes. actually see you now. It's really, oh, well, thank you all for being here, for staying around for this second set. We've got a lot of lovely music coming your way with collaborators you've yet to hear, so thanks for being here. And one collaborator who cannot be here tonight is named David Burkhart. I met him in California. He's the son of a neighbor in California, and he comes out. They're originally from West Virginia, but he lives in Atlanta, Georgia now. And he's recently, like a number like Scott Milks and like Vickie Maris and like David Inskeep, has worked a lot with Michael Kelsey in the studio in recent times. I'm really happy about that. David is a wonderful singer-songwriter, and when the collaboration album, the Beyond collaboration album came about this past year, I reached out to him and asked him if he would sing a particular song, and he did, and we really bonded over the song. It's called The Song of the Vet on the Street, penned by Frederick Michaels, the lyrics are. And when we finished the song, I said, wow, this song could really benefit from a video. And he just said, okay, I'll go out on the streets and shoot it. And here it is, Song of the Vet on the Street.
Tuesday morning I am waking, with the ground beneath me shaking, as the doors just past the Bibles, breakfast cooks on red hot charcoals. In these 10 cities you'll be sheltered, winter's cold and summer's sweltered. No one cares if we go hungry, haven't eaten much since Sunday. Living life here on the street, all my dreams go incomplete. Watch the future pass me by, tell me why, oh why don't you cry? Fighting numb and beat backside up, chase me line until we got them. Afghan war took our last valor, jobless now we live in squalor. Living life here on the street, all my dreams go incomplete. Watch the future pass me by, tell me why, oh why don't you cry? Centurions stand opposed, we demanded of. We duck our heads and pray to God above. We fight for what we all believe, go back to things we all receive. Then we're homeless in the country that we love. Living life here on the street, all my dreams go incomplete. Watch the future pass me by, tell me why, oh why don't you cry? No, why don't you cry? Living life here on the street.
Collaboration. Upon life's rough rolling waters, or on placid mirror-like stillness, clouds caressing an azure sky or masking it in an eerie darkness. Nature's world all surrounded dwarfs our small two-man skiff, each with his own perspective, each heaving his own personal war. We may row in frustrating opposition, or at best propel round in circles. untillered by common interest, our skiff is then no better than adrift. Yet we join our searches together, giving way with our oars in rhythm, and are met on the journey by others in a confluence of kindred souls, pulling oars in total collaboration to achieve life's distant shoreline, apart in our individual purposes, but as one questing the promised land. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the amazing Michael Kelsey.
If you hadn't experienced Michael before tonight, well, you have now. But it's just a taste. Because there's a lot this guy does. One thing about Michael, though, and you're safe tonight because there's a stage separating you from him. If you don't believe me, just ask my sister. I think it was the Purdue Memorial Union, I think. But he's tamed it down. He used to go through your curses. Terry Lyons, are you here tonight?
Yeah, Terry.
Can you identify yourself, Terry? Terry Lyons is a photographer, among many other things, but his photography is what he reached out to me during Sparks Across the Arts thing. It actually happened up here in Delphi. It was to bring artists of different media together to see what might happen, what sparks might fly. And Alan, I've got no sound yet. Maybe it's because I don't have any volume turned on to my guitar. By golly, that was it. Funny thing about electronics. Terry, I did a program with Michael just maybe a week and a half ago down in Greencastle, and it had the songs I wanted to do were songs inspired by Terry's photographs. Tonight we'll just do one of those. It's on the collaboration album. He took a photograph that he sent to me called Lane Jones. That's the photograph. If you look back there, there are some graves back there. He did find out that this was a historical person who did go on an elk hunting trip out there in 1869 in eastern Montana where he took this photograph. So I crafted a little story about Mr. Lane Jones. And I set it inside of an old Chinese proverb about a farmer who finds a horse and things look good, and then his son falls off the horse and breaks his leg, things look bad, and then his son doesn't get recruited by the army because he has a broken leg, and so things look good, and all throughout that the farmer just said, yeah, we'll see, you know, a lot of wisdom there. This is Lane Jones. Jones headed west to strike his claim in 1869. Pistol in his vest, fortune and fame lay buried in mine. This lonesome valley where he made his home, he dug its riches where he had looked do wrong. A wild man inside, no one could ever tame. Here's the story of what this Mr. Jones became. Jones on his horse rode out one day, hunting elk out on the range. Had a water source, the stallion's name. He roped it home and his world began to change. His friends and neighbors cried, you're the damnedest man alive. A horse so wild and free, a fair match for your pride. Next time he went hunting, well, he rode that big old bay. tonight. Once upon a time, she was Amanda Fletcher. Back when I first met her, of course, she's Amanda Parker now, has 2 lovely kids, RG and Melody. You've heard her, but you're about to hear her again. This next song comes from the pen of Mike Byers, and I saw Mike earlier. Mike, are you still out there?
You just left out the door.
Oh, you just left out the door. Okay. Is that Pam speaking?
Yes.
Okay, that's Mike's wife, Pam, over there. Mike penned this song. You know who? I have no idea what it means. It's called The Devil's Back in Town. It's a lot of fun, and Amanda's going to come sing it with me. Let me tell you about Amanda. Amanda Parker has been a singer-songwriter for over 16 years. At age 15, she was awarded the Shirley Martin Scholarship for Young Songwriters by the Songwriters Association of Mid-North Indiana. Since then, she has enjoyed collaborating with various artists, especially Joe Peters. Joe has been an incredible mentor, friend, and inspiration. She always cherishes the opportunity to work together, as do I. Lightning across the desert means the devil's back in town. Maybe you've got one last chance, a chance to take him down. Your headlight stabs the darkness like lamps of silver flame. Exhaust pipes glow with furnace heat, screaming out your name. Think you can be the devil, you better find a way. 'Cause midnight's when your time runs out and you sing your last day. So give it all the speed you've got, hold that throttle down. You lightning across the desert means the devil's back in town. He's back. He's back. Blazing through the smoky night, down the road is black as sin. Coyotes running with you, your best friends with him. And there's a gleam with broken bone in the moonlit mesa's crown. Lightning across the desert means the devil's back in town. Think you can be the devil, you better find a way. 'Cause midnight's when your time runs out and you sing your last day. So give it all the speed you got, hold that road down. Keep lightning across the desert means the devil's back in town. Keep lightning across the desert means the devil's back in town. He's back. He's
The lyrics for our next song, Nature's Acts of Wrath, were originally written by me as a poem. It was prompted by Joe Peters' Joe Peters' Facebook posting in which Joe lamented the unprecedented destruction of California wildfires. One thing led to another, and soon Joe turned it into a song. with the poem's haunting refrain as the chorus. Singing the lead and accompanying herself on accordion is Vickie Maris. Vickie is an Indiana-based singer-songwriter, keynote speaker, and facilitator, participating in the collaboration album project with Joe, Michael, and others, inspired her to return to writing and recording. Her debut solo album released in September. Vickie performs with her band and as a supporting musician in Scott Greeson's band. Her latest project, the podcast Making of the Album in Another Universe, takes you behind the scenes of her songs. She and Michael, Kelsey, and Scott share songwriting insights and gems about the recording experience. You can listen to the songs you're hearing tonight, plus the podcast in Spotify, YouTube, and many other digital locations. Let's give a big hand for Vickie Maris and The next song is not about thermostats, or maybe it is. Sometimes as you reach your senior years, you might find yourself craving a little more heat from your significant other. After all, there might be snow on the roof, dear, but there's still wood for the fire. I wrote this lyric for everyone of a certain age. Now, I don't know if he's of a particular age, but singing Turn My Heat On is Scott Greeson. An Indiana-based singer-songwriter, Scott travels the state performing at fairs, festivals, and theater venues. His friends and music connections with Joe Peters and Michael Kelsey go back decades. He loves playing with his band and encouraging and mentoring other musicians through the songwriting organization SAMI, which he co-founded. SAMI and its members are a catalyst for events such as tonight's concert in the way in which it brings songwriters together. In his music endeavors, Scott is often helping others to grow their artistry by establishing learning events, performing opportunities and options for spaces to record. Scott's music has been used in film, commercials, documentaries, and can be found on all the major streaming platforms. Please put your hands together for the big welcome to Scott Greeson.
Sitting on my back porch, just waiting as the snow's rolling in, staring at the clouds that got me, wondering why life is and begins. Why can't I feel your sunshine? Melt away pain's grip on my heart. Divest my world of icicles. Give me hope that love will restart. My love's in the deep freeze. Won't you please come and turn my heat on? Won't you please come and turn my heat on? Turn me on. Come on, give it out. Recalling how cozy up, yeah. It was big enough for two. Oh, make me feel warmer, babe. Now wrapped around me and you.
beneath October skies in the fall of 2019, before the world went crazy, and it's still one of my personal favorites. Collaborating with Joe, my personal favorite is collaborating with Joe Peters. Why can't I remember who you are, Joe? A song of fervent love, summer love, cooling in the depths of autumn. It's a tale of that fleeting romance that all of us, or many of us at least, have experienced in our early days of infatuation. Providing the perfect breathless vocal on this song is Kitty Campbell. Born and raised in Illinois, Kitty has called West Lafayette home since moving to Indiana to join Purdue musical organizations. Her artistic inspirations are rooted in jazz, musical theater, and the great American songbook. Kitty dedicates her song in this project to Joe's beautiful wife, Di, who recommended she be invited to spread her wings and fly out of her comfort zone into exploring new genres of music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kitty Campbell.
You're a moment of insistence, then at once no longer there. Started out with such elation, like a sunrise reaching cloud. Must have been an aberration, chance encounter in a crowd. Gone like summer love beneath October skies. Half regret, half disappointment, look into my eyes. How do you know you're not so bright? Young romantic turns to tutor in the spring. I approached love in a panic, desperate for a song to sing. Maybe just a mild flirtation was the thought you had in mind. I suppose there's limitations to those hearts love cannot bind. Not as yet in throes of winter, but my sky is ashen gray, and my fire wants for tinder as the season slips away. Love had never been given, yet I thought that
have reached a certain point in the show. Yep. So this next song came, you know, all of what happened is because of the pandemic. You know, there are silver linings everywhere. We just need to look for them. You know, we can find the positive or the negative, and we tend to try to find the positive and spread that joy. Right, literally the day before we were locked down in California in March of 2020, I had gone to a West Coast songwriters workshop on works in progress. You take your songs and, you know, see if anything clicks with people, maybe tweak some things and so on. Well, I met a woman there named Jimmy Graham Scott, and she lives in Lafayette, the other Lafayette, California. Yeah, that French general got around. And she liked what I presented that day, and she said, well, I'm a lyricist, but I don't do music. And I think I will say this. So a friend of mine has a podcast, and he interviewed me one time, and I said, you know those people, they're not musicians, they need help. And he put it on a t-shirt. And there it is. It says, they're not musicians, they need help. And this is one such song. It's called Remember the Good Times. Now, I need to remind you that the bios were submitted. I didn't create them. They're submitted. Just keep that in mind. Okay? So, our next guest is nearly 300 pounds of badass. But I just call him fat. He likes cookies, root beer, and pizza. He no longer has time to play an instrument. These days, he mostly just plays by himself. He rarely gets enough sleep, bathes, or brushes his teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, Derrick Hicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have just witnessed is the Joe Peters that I know. The Joe Peters that I know would say mean things about me on stage and then tell you that I told him to do it. I'm telling you, that's who he is. And that's what has happened here. But I have something that helps. I say, Joe Peters, I don't even like that guy. And I'm sorry, I got very personal there, and I feel like I've created some tension in the room, and maybe we should release it. I'll say Joe Peters, and you guys say, we don't even like him. Let's try it. Joe Peters. I really believe you. Joe Peters. See, all right, so I feel like some of you are still holding back. So I brought something to demonstrate the Joe Peters that I know to you. If there are children in the room, you might want to cover their eyes. Prepare to gasp. Sound crew, if you would. Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I know there's something coming. I know there's something coming. I've been told. When times are hard, I remember the good times. I recall what I did way back when. These memories are like a good movie, and I replay them Now I explore wherever I want. I can go to a future time or back to long ago. Outside may be all chaos and confusion, but I feel safe here in this world I created and know.
Thanks for the small business love. Small business love. Small business love. Oh, well, isn't this interesting? Okay, I've never been given man's. Don't you go away. Don't you dare go away. Come right back here. It's manscaping cream. Okay, we're not going to give this guy the last word. That's all I have to say.
There is a story behind this.
I'm not that one. Okay. My mom has been gone now over a decade. But back when we all lived in this town together, when things were quiet and peaceful and Derrick was nice, we were eating down at Moe's Southwest Grill one day, and Eric comes in. And we had finished up eating, and we had dessert. And I don't know if you've ever been there, they got big cookies. So my mom had gotten a couple of those cookies, and Eric walks up, and she said, "Eric, would you like a cookie?" And Eric says, "Do I look like a guy who needs a cookie?" And without blinking, Mom said, "No, but you sure look like a guy who likes his cookies." Well, I didn't know I was getting manscaping cream, and he didn't know he was getting cookies, but he came prepared with his own cookie. Did you see that? So, as I alluded, with my friend Gary, the non-songwriter who became a songwriter, I've been going to a songwriters retreat up in Michigan every November called Lamb's Retreat for Songwriters, because it was organized by John D. Lamb like 28 years ago. There I've met many more people like our collaborators. There are pockets of us subversive musicians around the world. And at Lamb's I met a fellow named Charlie Walmsley, and he had liked what I'd done with other people's lyrics, And he's a fine musician himself. He's not one of those that need help. But he's asked me to put several of his songs to music, and I've been thrilled to do so. And this next song is one of them. It's called Red Face, and Charlie Walmsley penned the lyrics. And tonight, we have some special guests doing it. We have Jim Brehm and Linda Hicks, accompanied by Linda Hicks. And Jim began singing as a 6-year-old and doing impersonations of Jim neighbors during the bathroom breaks. From there, he became a wedding band singer in the 1980s and a blues rock singer in the Lafayette area for the last 9 years. Also, always a lover of folk music and harmonies, Jim is joined on stage by his dear friend and longtime collaborator, Linda Hicks. Give it up for Jim Brehm and Linda Hicks.
Red bass rocking on an open windowsill, took a flight on the gust, hit the floor with a bust. 40 red shards across linoleum tile, baby's breath, sweet peas, zinnias and lilies, a shattered vase, and flowers on the floor. An accident reminder of their words the night before. Daisies still in spring, like a roulette wheel, spin inside an empty light the way that she feels. Shattered vase and flowers on the floor. Car keys hang on a hook above the sink, her mind running fast, get away at last. 10 miles to the city, too much time to think, already missing his face. $7 for a new red shattered vase, and flowers on the floor. An accident reminder of the words the night before. Daisies and spread like a roulette wheel, spin inside an empty light the way that she feels. Shattered vase and flowers on the floor. She's just waiting for the wind to come down. Shattered vase and flowers on the floor, an accident reminder of the words the night before. Daisies still spread like a roulette wheel, spin inside an empty light the way that she feels. Shattered vase and flowers on the floor.
This woman is not going anywhere right now. And many of you know Linda Hicks. You know, we had a little musical thing for quite some time in the Lafayette area. We had a folk trio named Deep and Simple with our friends Christy Clore and then later Allison Nyquist. Anyway, we've been making music together a long time, so I'm going to tell you who she is by her own words. Linda Hicks has delighted in singing and making music with friends for many years and has even been known to write a song every now and then. She has tried her hand at bluegrass, old-time, jazz, novelty jazz, and of course, folk music. As many of you know, she enjoyed a musical partnership with Joe Peters for several years, and her voice can be heard on many of his albums, as well as her solo album, In the Corner, and on the Vagaband. She looks forward to the next project, whatever that may be. And this song came out of the Songwriters Retreat in November. It was an assignment inspired by crossword puzzles. It had to do with fixing things like fixing breakfast.
Some people say their food is fixed, or they're fixing to fix fried eggs and grits. Others say they prepare a meal. Some folks make dinner. So what's the deal? Fix your breakfast, fix your car, fix your hair, fix your guitar, fix the dog, fix the cat, fix your tire when it goes flat. Fixing things saves you money and it helps the earth out. That's no joke. So fix your eggs any way you want for breakfast. Just don't fix it if it ain't broken. Some seek to fix, blame for the past. Others fix the die that's cast. There are some things you cannot fix. A broken egg, politics. Fix the table, fix the chair, fix the fight, fix with a stare. I'll fix your wagon, I'll fix you good. I need a fix that's understood. Fixing things takes time. We make meringue, separate the yolk. Fix your dinner, fix your dessert. Just don't fix it if it ain't broken. So fix your eggs any way you want for breakfast. Just don't fix it if it ain't broken. There's a truth often spoken. You cannot fix what isn't broken.
You heard him on the flugelhorn earlier. He's going to come out and sing one for you now. It's Chase Cotton. And Jimmy Graham Smith, the pen to Remember the Good Times that Eric and Amanda sang for you, also penned the lyrics to this. It's called Cyber Queen. I'm going to tell you a little about Chase here. Chase Cotton is a singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist. His primary musical outlet is jazz trumpet playing, but he also enjoys writing and playing music on his own, of his own. Chase started writing and recording songs in high school, we know that, in the early 2000s, thanks in no small part to the Sammy Young Songwriter Scholarship, which he won second place in 3 years, back to back. And thanks to all his Sammy friends. Outside of music, Chase is married, he's a dad to an adorable 3-year-old daughter, he's a full-time public relations director for a mental health counseling and substance use treatment agency near Indy, and he's a vintage fashion enthusiast. Give it up for Chase Cotton.
Met in the lobby of a virtual room. Her words drew me in like a sweet perfume. To think I'd fall without seeing her face, but her words wove a magic spell in that place. She's my silent queen, my virtual love. I think of her like a morning dove. She's out there flying in cyberspace. Together we soar across time and space. We talked up the chat lines into the night, just punching the keys. I was gliding like light. I felt love soar from our late night play, and she was suddenly gone from the info highway. No more cyber queen, my virtual love. I still think of her like a morning dove. She was out there flying in cyberspace. Together we soared across time and space. Where is she? I'll never know now. But I'm back cruising this virtual town. I'm looking for someone else to blame. Then again, I'll be able to say she's my cyber queen, my virtual love. I think of her like a morning dove. She's out there flying in cyberspace. Together we soar across time and space.
I don't normally write song lyrics about my own youth, but last fall I found myself reminiscing about the places I'd grown up. In Brooklyn, New York, and Sunny Slope, Arizona. Lamenting the fact that the houses that I'd lived in had all been torn down over the years, mostly to build highways and expressways. That probably the writing of the song, Houses Come and Go. Providing vocals and accompanying himself on harmonica is David Inskeep. David is a longtime member of the Songwriters Association of Mid-North Indiana and is here tonight to party musically. He launched his studio recording career last fall and is preparing to share his music with a wider audience through performances and song releases. David expresses deep appreciation for the leadership, guidance, and of course the collaboration of mentors like Joe Peters and Scotty Greeson. Please welcome David Inskeep.
In the days of my dad.
desert out near Phoenix in fall '52. A village paved with only 2 lanes, not much to put a highway through. I was 10 when we left Arizona, made it back there in spring '86. The house where I'd spent all those summers, highway builders and bulldozed bits. Houses come, houses go, highways they go on and on. They put them down deep in the ground. Once the bones in the way are gone, houses come, houses go, highways they go on and on. They put them down deep in the ground. Once the bones in the way are gone. Homes are gone. Homes are gone.
We got just a couple more songs for you. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. It's just been such a delight. I can't begin to express how good it feels for all of us. And I hope that's what you do. So I've already mentioned Mr. Mike Byers. Did he come back in the room, perhaps? Yeah. Is he over there? Yeah. All right. That's Mike Byers over there. He may not stand up, but he's a sneaky guy. He's not only an incredible singer-songwriter, guitarist, also a fused glass artist. You've probably seen the stuff at Susie Gibbs' gallery back when it was open in Lafayette. And he's, more than anything, he's a great friend. And this next song it was written by him. And I don't want to steal your thunder, or actually Michael Longcor's thunder, by saying much about it. He'll come up and talk. Michael Longcor started singing during his college days in coffee houses and later branched out to performing at such offbeat venues as science fiction conventions, National Public Radio, and the live stage show of Dr. Demento. Tonight he says he'll be singing a song written by his good friend and great American, Mr. Mike Byers.
Always, we're waiting on the drum. This is a song about 2 things that Indiana is famous for: basketball and, of course, zombies. Down in the islands they got zombies, oh they've got them all. And they come up north in the winter time to play zombie basketball. Zombies, they love basketball, as you can plainly see. But when parts of the players are falling off, they don't play like you and the zombies don't score many points. You wouldn't think that they would. When your arms are lying on the floor, your shots are not so good. Who's that charging down the court? Must be a zombie guard. Whenever one of his hands falls off, it makes dribbling mighty hard. When I once saw a zombie center, he played great for a guy who was dead. Sometimes he'd get so excited, he would slam dunk his own head. Play for me, people!
22. Just as you might suppose, when he blows his whistle for a foul, he blows off his own nose. They even have zombie cheerleaders. Oh, they'll give you quite a fright. One of them looks just like the girl that I saw you with last night. Now in the island they got zombies, so they got the wall. And they come up north in the winter time to play a zombie basketball. And they come up north in the winter time to play zombie basketball. They come by you in the winter time to play zombie basketball.
I wrote the lyrics for this next song, Love Lives On, as a tribute not to giving up, or to not give up on love, even when it seems lost and around you all are exhorting you to pack it in. Nelu Lazar performs vocals and also will attempt to strum an atavistic Romanian instrument called a kabza, which is somewhere on the stage. There it is. Nelu is a singer-songwriter, producer, co-founder of acoustic and rock bands, and prosodic book writer. Born in Romania, Nelu came to the Lafayette area in 2004. He plays drums, performs vocals for his rock band, the Brehms. He has finally started to publish his own poems and songs he wrote more than 20 years ago, including his own rock opera. It's a mix of alternative, folk rock, grunge, rock, and symphonic genre. Ladies and gentlemen, Nelu Lazar.
And Nelu may have something to say about the painting you've been observing all night.
Yeah, it is a good evening, everyone. It is a painting that my son and daughter did, and my wife a while ago, maybe 5 years ago or so. You know, Joe and I were talking about making an artwork for the Beyond Collaboration album, the one just after Collaborations 2 years back. And you know, sitting there in my house, I saw this painting on my wall, and I thought this is going to be really representative for a collaborative work and for something that you know, Joe and his friends here, including yourself, are bringing to the world. It's really collaboration and love that lives on, I guess.
If you look into my eyes, I'm no lover in disguise. Heartache seems to be my only friend. As each Monday comes around, and you're nowhere to be found, broken hearted blues just never ends. Our love may be fading rose. My friends say that's the way it goes. Am I the only one who knows that love's Endless walks beside the bay, endless life seconds tick away, are not helping me to get over you. And I try not to be bit by giving admit defeat. Giving up is something I can't do. Our love may be a faded rose. My friends say that's the way it goes. Am I the only one who